Speakers today. Our first evaluator today is Jeremy's last articulators meeting as Area 42 Governor and immediate past president. When we see him again on July 11th, he will simply be POT, a plain old Toastmaster. However, no matter what role we are serving in, there's always an opportunity to learn something here. And one of the best roles for learning something new is Jeremy's role today as evaluator. Here to tell us what he learned from Nell is Jeremy Udall.
I got my pen and paper ready, Jeremy.
Nell, you are so good. She is such a good speaker. She gets up here, she is genuine, she's got great vocal variety, she's got great gestures. You can't take your eyes off of Nell. She's just so passionate. Today, her subject was so much fun. It was play. She did a great job of citing a resource like Albert Einstein to tell us about play. Talk about taking a piece of knowledge from someone you would never expect to tie in a subject that's so relevant to us all. Really well done. The speech was incredibly well written. That leads me to my first improvement for your speech. You had an incredibly well written speech. You obviously knew it, and you had trouble taking your eyes off of it continually. And I hope you all were percipient of the way she used her notes, because if you're going to use your notes, use them the way Nell did, which is to largely keep your eyes up, tell large portions of it without having to look at it, and call even on the audience, because sometimes what happens is when you're glancing at your notes, you lose people. So she called on Scott, she pointed out Denise, and she talked to people, and that brings us all back in, because she might call on me, and if I'm not looking at her because I lost momentum with her, then I might get into trouble. That was a great way to make sure that even though you were using your notes a little bit, we all stayed involved with you. The next little thing I think you should work on, just as an improvement, is to make sure you show up early and hand out your little game. If you have something to hand out, have it sitting in our seats, so you don't have to start your speech by waiting for us all to get one, make sure we all have it. Again, you don't get to start your speech with a lot of momentum when you're having to wait and do things like that. If you just started your speech by being able to come up and pause, and then go into your question, and pause again. It felt a little rushed because I think you worried your time had started the second you started passing things out, and you had to go right into it and you had a lot of material to get done. And it was so good, so well written, you wanted to get it all in, so you had to get it all done. So showing up early was really valuable for you today with that piece. Now, one last thing I want to point to that Nell does exceptionally well every time she's up here. She always dresses for success.
Yes.
When you're getting up to speak in front of an audience, in my opinion is you can't dress too nice. It doesn't matter if you're going to a casual audience. I've never heard someone criticized for being too nicely dressed. Now I'm obviously tuxedo, blah, 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 evening gown, but if she's wearing a lovely dress, she's all made up, she looks great. Some of us are casual, some of us are a little more formal on day-to-day, just depends on what we're doing, but come ready to present. And Nell creates a great example for us all. I hope you were all as percipient as I was of her and how great of a speaker she is. Thank you very much. Bye.